Alright guys, welcome to day 9 of the challenge. Most of what I spent doing today was building the light box that I'm now filming in. So I put one sister in here so she could hang out and so that it could be, a sister in the thing, but I hardly got anything done for them today. Here are 3 racks that I painted up a few months ago for my Menoth army. They have yet to see the tabletop. They have yet to be played with. But
What's Menoth?
Menoth is my robots and magic army, the ones that are all in white. Okay, now be quiet. You can talk in a little bit. But again, most of what I did was build this light box. It didn't take that long, but again, Sundays are fun days around the house. We were doing lots of cleaning, and now I've got my older boy sitting up here with me, and just about knocked off a major model onto the floor. That was amazing.
That was Daddy.
That was Daddy, yeah. It was me who did it. But today's big question is, what are your favorite line of miniatures? And I will get... No, you will not touch them, thank you.
Mini.
Miniatures, yes. Okay, sit down, please.
Mini.
It's amazing how much help children are. This is one of the first miniatures I ever painted. This is from the Inquisitor line from Games Workshop. They don't make them anymore. You have to find them on eBay. I honestly cannot remember the name of this lady. But you can see there's very little highlighting. I did some dry brushing on the front part of her cloak here.
What's it?
And it's a painting technique. You're not doing very good at being quiet, are you? No, you're not. Okay. But painted her up. You can see there's still detail left on this one to be finished up. But again, this was 8 years ago. It's one of the first Games Workshop miniatures I bought and painted her up. Then went for a long time without any of the Inquisitor miniatures, and was then watching Dr. Faust's painting clinic, and he mentioned that the Eisenhorn novels were the basis of a lot of the Inquisitor miniatures, and so I went back and started looking at them, and I found some more. I can't remember this guy's name. He's a Space Marine guy, obviously, who helps Eisenhorn do a lot of his work. This was fun. He was a Dark Angel, so that gave me an excuse to get a Dark Angel green. I never painted his sword hilt. I think I mentioned that a couple weeks ago. But I just loved these minis because they were not miniatures, really. They're 54 millimeter size, and that allows a lot of play with detail. It allows for greater facial painting. Like with the sisters, I'm trying to paint the faces, but it's getting really difficult. And this is the guy I just about knocked off. He's a little unsteady to his left because of the giant metal bolt gun. And then here is the one that I've been working on most recently. This is Gregor Eisenhorn himself. This mini was about $100 on eBay just because there's so few that you can find, and Eisenhorn is the one that's in the most demand. And I've been enjoying painting him, but again, I just can't get the impetus to finish, mainly because he's got this staff that will go across his back here. And in the books, the skull head of the staff is crystal. And so you'd have to do a gem or a crystalline effect on that if you wanted it to be, book accurate. But, I mean, holy cow, I don't know how to do that at all. And so I may just paint it in silver or gold, or just make it look like a skull, and then call it done. But I've got to put his pistol on here, which is already painted up. It just needs to go on. And then just that, honestly, that there, and then a couple of touch-up places on him, like the canister on his back. Thank you, Lego Man. And a little bit more detail picked out on him, and then he will be done. But I have several more Inquisitor models that I need to build up and finish and get all done. And I just love the detail. I love the story, the Eisenhorn storyline, because Dan Abnett is the one who wrote those, and some of the Space Marine novels are more excitement than substance, and Dan Abnett actually writes pretty good prose, and I like his stuff. You are not being good at being quiet. And so I like to read those books because they're all his. And I think the last one I read was Pariah, and I think there's supposed to be one that comes out after that, maybe, or it's the beginning of a new trilogy or something strange like that, and it just hasn't materialized, hasn't come through. I bought the last, the most recent Space Marine book with the Primarch, with Robot Guilliman, the Robot Girly Man, and his Indomitus Crusade, and it's finished. I haven't finished it yet just because it's interesting, but it's not it's not super high quality. It's good, and the guy writes pretty well, but I just have my reservations. But anyway, that's it for today's video. If you can go online and pick up some of these Inquisitors, especially in the U.S. There was some guy selling them a few weeks ago on eBay, and I managed to pick up some that I didn't have before then. I promised myself I wouldn't buy any more, but then I did. See, he keeps falling out. He was the one. He almost fell to the floor just a second ago, and I caught him with Matrix-like reflexes because I'm that good. Anyway, hope you guys are having a good Sunday, and I will talk at you later. Adios.